Lord Robin of Locksley, a nobleman and master of the English longbow, dwells in Nottingham where he flourishes alongside his beloved Marian, until the corrupt Sheriff of Nottingham conscripts him to serve in the Third Crusade against the Saracens. After 4 years of warfare, Robin grows disenchanted with the Crusades when he cannot stop his commanding officer, Guy of Gisborne, from executing defenseless captives, among them a young boy, despite the desperate pleas of the child's father, an act that leads Gisborne to exile Robin homeward under charges of seditious behavior. Upon his return to Nottingham, Robin discovers through his longtime companion Friar Tuck that the sheriff had formally pronounced him deceased 2 years earlier, confiscating his property and fortune to sustain the war campaign at the direction of the corrupt Cardinal Franklin. The townspeople had been banished from the city and forced into the coal mining settlement beyond the river. While exploring the slags, Robin observes the common folk preparing to revolt against the government that subjugates and exploits them, and discovers that Marian has become romantically involved with their emerging leader, Will Tillman. Robin finds himself blocked from approaching her by the very prisoner whose son he had attempted to rescue. The man then reveals himself as Yehia, a name he explains can be rendered as John, and suggests that he and Robin collaborate to end the conflict by reclaiming the wealth stolen from the people. Marian pursues Robin after learning he still lives, but John counsels him against revealing his intentions for her safety. Through an intense training program within his now deteriorating estate, Robin hones his marksmanship and fighting abilities while beginning to pilfer the treasures the sheriff has seized from the citizens, gaining the moniker the Hood, as he conceals his activities behind the facade of a carefree aristocrat who endorses the sheriff's administration. At a celebration honoring the cardinal, attended by Robin, Marian, and Will, Marian and Robin uncover that the war serves as a scheme orchestrated by the church, which simultaneously finances the Saracen forces, to overthrow the king and seize absolute authority upon his demise. Gisborne and his soldiers assault the slags under the sheriff's orders to locate the Hood. Marian tries to interfere against Will's protests and encounters the Hood, whom she identifies as Robin through recognition of his voice. John falls into Gisborne's hands and endures torture by the sheriff, yet refuses to divulge the Hood's true identity. When the sheriff exploits John's religious convictions against him, he menaces him with the vow that his eyes and countenance will be the final sights he beholds. Robin discloses his identity to the commoners at Marian's encouragement and gains acceptance as their commander, disappointing Will. Will orchestrates a disturbance to divert the sheriff's forces while Robin ambushes a convoy carrying the sheriff's wealth from Nottingham, destined for delivery to the Saracen army. Robin then guides the townspeople into combat against the sheriff and his corrupted regime. Throughout the clash, Robin exchanges a kiss with Marian, which Will observes just before suffering disfigurement from a Molotov cocktail. Embittered by Marian's devotion to Robin, he deserts her and the uprising. As the battle's momentum shifts toward the sheriff's advantage, Robin capitulates to prevent additional carnage and finds himself transported to the sheriff's fortress for execution. One of his guards proves to be John, who had previously broken free from imprisonment, and he exacts vengeance upon the sheriff by suspending him with a chain of an enormous censer. Robin and John escape to rejoin Marian and the townspeople who aided them, seeking sanctuary as fugitives in Sherwood Forest while distributing their recovered spoils. Concurrently, the cardinal approaches a resentful Will and presents him with the opportunity to fill the leadership void in Nottingham in exchange for his allegiance to the church. Will receives appointment as the new sheriff and declares Robin and his followers outlaws. Robin boldly dares Will to pursue him,